everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. We're working on a custom-made bag for, it can be really for anything. I am making it so it's for my mom, for her wheelchair, and I'm trying to put in a couple of zipper pockets as well as a couple other bigger pockets for, Kleenex or whatever she needs, sort of thing. So I will read off the measurements, but they will also be below in the listing of, the We Sew It website, so on and so forth, the little list on the bottom of the list that goes on with YouTube. Okay, so I have, it's all to say best is to get is 2 meters of each fabric, one for your outside and one for your inside. So I chose this beautiful fabric here. When I was in Calgary for Mother's Day and my mom's birthday. My niece Brooke and my niece Mackenzie came with me fabric shopping, and we picked this out for Grandma. So obviously my mom. So and we were just going to make her a nice cool bag to go with it. And now I'm getting to the chance where I can actually make it up. So here we're working on it. So I cut two pieces for the outside pocket because I wanted it to match the outside of the bag. So I wanted to have a pocket here as well as a pocket and a zipper. So this also is a pocket. I sewed down here to seal it up as a pocket in here, and so it's a double pocket and then a zipper pocket all on the outside. Okay, that way she can keep her, whatever she needs handy sort of thing, and some stuff that she can keep safe, hence the pocket. Okay, hence the zipper. Okay, so this piece right here, these two pieces right here, because you need them same size, is 19 by 10. 19 by 10. Okay, so you need 2 of those. For if you want to do it this specific way that I am designing, it's completely up to you. You have as many pockets as you like. Don't even put pockets on the outside. It's up to you. Okay, so for the inside, we have an inside fabric and an outside fabric. It's 19 inches by 14 inches, 19 by 14, okay? And then I also have another 19 by 10 for the pocket for the inside. And I also did this similar way. I just sewed it together so it was 2 pieces here, so it'll be nice and sturdy. So this will sew down when we sew the sides to make a pocket. And this one right here, she will zipper open and also use as a nice big pocket. I didn't make a pocket behind here, just, there's so many pockets you need. So I just thought it'd be nice and secure to have, whatever here. And it's also a nice zipper. And she can say, just go in and reach in with the pink zipper and grab what I need sort of thing. Oh, I got a little fuzzy in the zipper there. Deal with that. Okay, so that also, these 2 pieces here, like I said, a 19 by 10 and 19 by 14, and then also another, just a single sheet, because we only had 2 meters of this, just a single sheet of fabric, also 19 by 10, and I just did a little flip fold down stitch, and then I did 2 nice big areas of 6 inches on either side of this, though some of them it's going to be a little bit lost when we go to make the side of the bag. And then that's good size for for cell phones or what have you, little doodads in a nice big pocket in the center. So, and then of course our 2 outside fabrics with our little medium to heavyweight interfacing. It does, you could tell, it just gives it a little bit more stiff for the structure of the bag. I did try and find the soft and stable, but I couldn't at my local fabric land, so I'm going to order some from my one of my quilt source peoples. So, and we will go that way. So we're going to start putting this together. Oh, and then another 3.5 by 20, 2 of them for the straps. And I just folded it up and sewed it down on both sides. So I figured you guys, we've been done that many times, so you know what we're doing. So what we need to do is pretty much put this bag together. So let's do our inside first. Okay, this is our inside fabric. Okay, and I've already sewn it down here. And then we need our other inside fabric that I've lost. We did have 2, right? Am I losing? Oh, it's right here. Sorry, I thought it was tucked under. Brain farting. There we go. Okay, so we need to take that pin out and put these 2 the right sides together, because that's the inside of the bag. Make sure you have all your parts all lined up. This is the out, this is the in. Okay, and of course we're going to leave a little gap either on the side or on the bottom or whatever to turn this bag right side out. Okay. So let's just pin this. and do a nice big sew around. Nice big U all the way around. Okay. Yeah, of course, you know, you go new places. You got to hit the, you know, the quilt shop. So we did. And they had lots and lots and lots of beautiful stuff and beautiful quilts hanging on the walls and, you know, inspiration galore, that's for sure. So it was very cool. They had a whole batik section, and then we went for that in one section, and then picked up that in the other section, and we had good fun. Good fun, good memories. All right, so I know that if I were to open this bag right now, I can access both sides of my pockets without any issue. So they're not turned upside down, they're the right way they're supposed to be, and we're just gonna sew a nice big U. Just white thread, nothing too exciting. Just I thought I'd keep it nice and neutral because I used it here on the stitching, and you'll see some on the outside and some stitching. So just keep it a consistent color. Could have used blue, could have used, you know, the 10 colors that are in there. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so take those out. Then we'll just foot up to pivot. And I think I'll leave a gap at the bottom. So I did a nice big back stitch there. Give myself a nice big enough gap to turn this bag right side out. Another back stitch, secure those stitches. So when I do turn it right side out, I'm not gonna have any ripping on fabric or stitches. Because, you know, you just put all that work into it, you don't want to rip it. Okay, now foot up to pivot. And then come back down this side. Okay, now I know because I put a zipper in here, my little metal part is not even close to where it's going to be sewed. But just make sure that is a key point, that you're not sticking it right up close, and then you're not going to be able to seal your edge in. So I know it's going to get the edges of those tabs of the zipper and seal it in. So that makes that zipper more secure as you're going to use it on the inside of your bag. It's not flipping and flopping everywhere. It's tucked into the side. It's going to make it nice and secure. All right, okay, take a couple of these out here. Make sure we got a nice gap. We do, perfect. Okay, and then this is where you get to determine how wide you want the bottom of your bag, because you are the one who determines that, whether it's 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 8 inches. Well, you wouldn't want 8 inches, you'd have a box, but you know, whatever, even if it's just a nice little slim bag, you know, it doesn't have to be a big wide bottom bag, right? That's up to you. So, you know, lop off your edges, your corners here. Okay. Make sure you've got everybody, though. That's the, you know, that's what I was trying to do with my hands, to make sure I got everybody in the party on the inside. Okay. So they looks good. Looks good. I actually got some of this Mary Ellen's Best Press, the clear starch and sizing alternative. It's linen fresh. It smells delicious. It really does. And I have to say, it was because of your guys' tips in the live stream that I started using that. And I probably should have used it on this quilt under here with this flimsier creamy fabric. It would have stabilized it better. But hey, lesson learned. Learn something new every day. You must, you must, you must. Okay, so now we're going to work on the outside. And we want to make sure that I am, even though I know I sewed down on this edge, I didn't have to because I couldn't quite decide where I was putting the pocket. Was I going to put it up a little bit? Was I going to put it down a little bit? I was still kind of humming and hawing about it. So I think actually I will. I think I'll move it up a bit, and then that way the bottom is finished. If it happens to be, you know, just resting at the bottom of the bag or anything like that, doesn't matter. It's got a nice finished edge. It's cute. I'm just going to put it a little closer to the top. Try and make sure you got a nice even spacing from your bottom. So we'll put it about 1 3/4 inches. The side needs to come up just a smidge. Okay, put that little end fold, this one little fold here, that's what I'm putting it on, that number, the 1 3/4. And then give it a little pin. Okay. You can remove the pins afterwards. I was like, what happened to my other one? I buried it. Okay, so we want to put that in there with the stabilizer. Of course, it's going to be stiffer. Okay, and we want to make sure we're sealing in the bottom of this too, or we're just going to make, you know, a big hole for Mom's stuff to fall through. Okay, And this is a size of bag that can be adapted to anything. I mean, make it as a school bag for school, make it as a tote for art class or what have you. You know, it doesn't matter. It's completely up to you. Okay, so I know my pocket is secured to 1 and 2 sides. There we go. Just got a little pin on there. Okay, so it's secure on that front side or whatever side it's going to be. Okay. And then I want to make sure I put my other one here into too. And if this was directional fabric at this point, this is where you want to pay attention to it. Make sure things aren't going upside down, or your, you know, your bunnies or your Mickey Mouse or something like that is not upside down. This is just very floral. It's all over the place, so I don't think it really matters. So I'm going to pin those two together. And then sew all, actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to sew my bottom right here. Okay, because I'm thinking if I get that in there, I'm not going to get a chance to actually sew it. So I'm going to go on my stitch line that I had already previously stitched it closed, the little raw edge, and then that way it kind of just disappears. You're not putting two where you don't need to. Okay. And then we'll pin it and sew it around just like we did the inner part of the bag. And we're going to sew all the way around. We're not going to give ourselves a gap or anything like that to turn around because we've already did that on the inner part. Okay, so now that's all nice and stable. This is where I would probably sew up here as well to make sure I got those defined pockets completely. So let's do that. Give a little back stitch too. You never know, we may have some heavy things in this pocket. And then come up and back, and then up again and back. Make sure it's nice and secure. Okay, you can always trim up threads later, so don't panic about that, right? Don't worry about that. Okay, now pin those two together. Okay. I love making bags. I like making bags for people for a purpose, you know. Line them up the best you can. Okay. And of course you could do a gusset if you wanted to. I mean, you can add a totally different fabric and stick it in between, and that could be the width of your bag. That's, you know, there's many options. Okay, see, now we have this. We have the zipper head here, so we're gonna open this zipper so it does not even come close to our sewing machine. But we do need to take note of these little metal tabs right here. These ones right here that stop the zipper head from going, okay? So we're gonna have to make sure we're not nipping into those, okay? Should come just right close. We should be a-okay. Break a needle, we put a new one in. Or we cry a little bit and say sorry. We didn't really mean to hurt you. Okay, so now we're gonna sew all the way around our outside of our bag. We've already secured our pocket onto the inside. Okay, our pre-made pocket. Okay, I just need to really be concerned when I get over to this side, right? That's where the zipper is, okay. So I can just plug away. Did I miss a needle? No. Oh, I did. There's something under here. Oops. Yeah, right in there. I was holding on the inside. There we go. That was stopping me up. Okay. And I'm kind of going between 1/4 and 1/2, you know, somewhere in between there for seam allowance. Just as long as you keep it consistent, that's all that matters. Especially in a project like this, it's just a bag, right? You know, this is where your flexibility and your creativity can shine. You can add 100 pockets with, you know, 100 different zippers, you know, and it could be eat code, what color pocket for what zipper. Secret instructions for dinner are in the orange pocket with the blue zipper. Okay, we're Coming close. It's right here. I'm just going to put my thumb and my finger on it. So when I get close to that, I'm really just trying to line it up. If I stay right there. Oh, I hit it. I knew it was going to happen. Sorry. I was trying to be really close. It happens. All right, where's my little screwdriver? I'll put a new needle in. Oh, the joys. Oh, the joys. Now, where did I put mine? Do. 1 second here. I had a needle pack. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's leather. I don't want the leather. Uh-oh. Un momento. Maybe I have to pause that for a second. Actually, those are all. Here, let's just use one of these. What did I do with my screwdriver? Oh, there we are. Oh, the joys. Oh, the joys. All right, let's make sure this goes up and down without any issue. Yes, it does. That's when we cry. It happens. Don't panic. All right, now you need my old lady specs just to thread this needle here. Oh, good gravy. I think I'm going to need my eyes checked. Doing some seam ripping the other day and I could barely see what I was seeing. I'm like, okay, is this just because of the colors? The cream on cream, you know, cream thread with cream fabric. I had a really hard time seeing it. Okay, let's just rethread the bobbin here. All right, now made a disaster, poor little Nomi. Uh-oh, all right. I wonder if it hit the under one. It must have hit the under one because it missed the top one. All right, come a little closer to the edge. Yes, I understand. Boo-boo happened. I got that. It's gonna happen again, look. I was worried. I really was. All right, let's make sure we got it on the inside. Yes, but I want to just take a couple more stitches just to reinforce that second line. Sweating bullets. Okay, now we're going to take those pins out. That's where my battery pack keeps pushing me off the chair. Okay, all right. And now we're going to put our two together. Clean up our little mess here. And thank you for continuing to work, Mr. Nomi. Yes, zippers and pins and buttons are bad. I understand. Okay, now this is where I said you get to decide how wide you want the bottom of your bag. So I was thinking if I went 1.5, say about maybe about 1.5. Let's see what 1.5 looks like. Okay, maybe 2. Let's go to 2 inches right there, and that gives us a nice little 2-inch wide bottom, okay? So let's put that point where it needs to be and use a marking thingy that fell on the floor. Hold on, I got it. I got it. No, I don't got it. Butterfingers. And just mark on the 2. Okay, and then that you have to make sure you're doing that for all 4 corners, your outside and your inside, okay? Don't mess that up. You're gonna have some weird looking bag. Okay, so that's not gonna make it very wide. I don't want it too wide. I want to be able to carry stuff like her tablet, if she has a book, you know, notepad, I don't know, whatever she needs. Whatever they need, right? So, okay, so put this up here. I'm only making it 1 inch tall and 2 inches wide. Okay, I'm keeping that pinch between those 2 inches. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're going to sew that. Split the seam. And I always like to go back. Why not? It's not going to hurt anything. Just seals it all up nice and tight. Okay. And here, make sure we got our pinch in the bottom just right. You want to line up those seams, that top seam and that bottom seam. You want to be making sure they're, you can feel them. You can feel if it's together or if it's off. Okay. If the doorbell happens to ring while we are filming, it's my girlfriend who was late for bringing me something. I think she just forgot, which is okay, but I'm like, oh, we gotta film. Okay, so you can choose to trim that off or what have you. We're gonna do the other one before we make any executive decisions, okay? We'll fold this out till you get your nice point. Line up your seams. Like I said, you can feel it, you know when you're off. They're right next to each other. Lie it flat on the edge and then just draw a little line across the 2 inches. It's pretty much 1 inch on either side of that seam, you know, and 1 inch high. And of course you can make it deeper. The deeper you go, the bigger your bottom is going to be. Say if we went 2 inches, we'd be looking at 4 inches, right? So, okay, let's do the other one. Don't put pins in your mouth, it's a bad habit. Okay, feel it, make sure they're together. Line her up on the 1, between the 1 and the 2. Make a little line. Okay. And of course there's a bit of fabric there because we have the inside double pocket, we have the inside single pocket, and we have both the inside and both inside of the fabrics for the inside of the bag. So it is a bit much in there, so just be careful. Take your time. I'm very excited. Our local library is getting 6 sewing machines to rent out, and my guildie mate and friend Janice and I are going to go and do some, oops, came a little up higher, do some demonstrations. So we're very excited. Very excited and happy to be partaking in something like that. So hopefully get the interest of sewing out a little bit more. And to all people. So the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop is going to be donating the fabric for those little projects that we're going to be working on. We're going to do a fabric organizer. You know that one. We did it on a weekend project. I thought it'd be a good idea to see something that they could use right away. Okay, so here's our hole in our bottom to be able to turn everything right side out. And this is where we need to determine what, where our handles are going to be. And because this is a wheelchair bag, I was thinking about putting the handles on a little bit differently, but I needed to see the bag first. So I didn't want to make a mock-up bag. I mean, I only have so much material in the shop, so, and I didn't want to use any scrappy bits to make the bag. Oh, I'm liking that, Of course, like I said, if you wanted this wider, then it would be a wider bottom bag, right? But I only did the 2 inches, so that's the depth of bag, the wideness that I'm getting on this one, okay? I like it. I'm liking it a lot. It's got the little bag, there's the pocket here and the zipper pocket there, and it goes nice together. Very good. Now, I want to make sure, actually probably should have had the other way, but very excited. Now I don't want the 2 zipper pockets to be on the same side of the bag. You know what I mean? I don't want there to be 1 zipper pocket here and 1 zipper pocket there. I kind of like it to be on this side. So that's a bit of planning. Okay, so I know it's on that side. I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in here. Am I doing that right? No, I'm not doing that right. Hold on. Let's turn this one right side out. Or wrong side out. It's always so confusing. It's going the other way. Let's just put it that way. Okay. And now I want to make sure that when my inner zipper goes in, it's on the other side. Okay. And then this is where we need to figure out our handles. We have them right here. Okay. And this is all that was left over from my 2 meters of fabric. This is all that's left over from that one, just a bit of a chunk there, and a bigger chunk, of course, of the blue because I used a smaller chunk for the inside, and then just a couple other bits. So this will obviously go to the scrappy parts, scrappy collection. But that's what I mean. There's not a lot left over even after 2 meters. So these straps are long. I probably made them extra long, but I wanted to make sure that when I was trying to figure, should it sit this way and then dangle in between, and there's, you know, it's just like a normal little bag, handle off to the side, and it slips onto the back of the wheelchair? Or do I do it this way and have it so these straps are in the corner somewhat, and they just slip on and the bag holds this way? So that's, to me, was the more, I guess, ease of use for the person who's pushing her around, or you know, having to navigate her. And so I'm going to do it that way with a little bit on either side. So I'm going to put a little closer to the edges instead of to the center, which you would for a shoulder bag. Put them closer to the edges for the outside so they can slip onto the wheelchair handles at the back. And because hers is a custom made one, it's a little bit wider, I want to make sure there's sorry, excuse me, lots of room for her to be able to move around. Okay, so if we're going to do it that way, I think I made these longer than I had quoted. No, actually just what I did. Okay. So we'll put one on one side and one on the other, and of course we want the handle in the same direction. Oops, missing my inner parts here. Okay, so you can see what I'm trying to do. I'm putting my handle down in between the inside fabric and the outside fabric. I'm going to kind of pinch it up in the corner, but I'm going to put one piece on either side. Okay, if that makes any sense without making sure it's too looped. Okay, so I'm going to put one up on that side. I was going to say, it's okay, it's from my mommy. She knows I'm crazy. She knows I'm looped. And then we'll put one up on that side and we'll seal them in. And then that way it's a very flexible positioning handle. Hold on, I'm doing this one around. Nope. I go make things way more complicated for myself. Okay, there we go. We're just going to pinch those, put that there, put one on one side and one on the other, and do a pin before I get more lost. And we spend all day on a little bag. Okay, just put it right up like as if it was right next to the seam. Okay. Pinch them both in together like that, and do the same with the other side. And I could have chose to use the blue fabric, but I thought, you know what? I know my mom, she would love the flowers. She managed a flower shop majority of my life when I was younger. So I think, you know, and it's one of the memories that we have and share together is working in the flower shop. Used to be, Lorraine, go water the plants. Lorraine, go dust the vases. Yes, Mom. He kept me out of trouble on Saturday. We'd always get movie money and candy money, so it didn't matter. It was worth it. It was worth working for Mom. Okay, so now that we have those two pinned in there, we're going to line up our seams from our inside of the bag and the outside of the bag. Okay, line them up nice and even. And I'm going to move those pins that I just put in there to hold the handle and move them to the outside so I know where they are and they're not going to get lost or run over. Okay, now straighten up your handles. Oops. Okay, that's a little wonky handle. Hold on. That one side keeps wanting to slip down. Okay. Watching you. All right, now this side. And really it's just one seam around, seal up the bottom, and we're done. So I appreciate your patience and me trying to figure out this wheelchair bag for my mommy. And hope you like the colors, because I know we My two nieces and I had a lot of fun shopping for them. And it really wasn't too bad. I think, I don't remember, it was probably about 19 a meter, but you know, that's what good quilting cottons are, right? So, okay, so we're gonna take this out. Oh, I was gonna say there's the other needles. I know I put them somewhere safe. So we're gonna go all the way around, and then we're gonna turn it right side out. We're making sure we're maybe gonna double over those little handles a little bit, give a little back stitch, make sure they're nice and secure. And this is where you kind of pick a place to start and stop. So we're gonna start and stop on handles. I'm gonna squish it under here. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm giving myself a 1/2 inch. I'm trying to ride the edge of my foot here, not my inner part, but my outside, which should be about a 1/2 inch. Okay. So start on the one set of handles, give them a nice good tack. Beat our bag up a bit. Hopefully that's not in the way. Is that in the way? No? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Sarah Pup. And then take that inner one out, which is lined up with your seam. Come back a little bit, do another tack, or not tack, back stitch. And then, all right, go all the way around to the next set, okay? I didn't put any other pins running it all the way around, but. And if you had sealed up the bottom at this point, this is where you want to give yourself a gap too to turn it. You could do that on the edge, the outside edge of it as well. So if you had already tacked down your other stuff. Oops, I moved out a bit. There we go. These are coming up to the other set of handles. So I'm going to come onto it first, tack it, move the pin, do a nice big back and forth. Come to that center seam pin, take it out, do a little back and forth, come to the end, the other end of the strap. This one kind of seems like it moved just a smidgy. We're going to straighten it up. Okay. And then do the back stitch again. Really, really securing those handles. I want her to make sure, if she wants 24 bottles of water in this bag, I want it to be able to hold 24 bottles of water and keep her happy. So. Probably carry the kitchen sink, but let's see if she wants 2 pounds of chocolate and a thing of ribs in this bag. I just want her to have options to be able to put her stuff, you know. She's got like a little asthma puffer, and she's got her medications, and then there's Kleenex, and then there's handy wipes, and then there's, you know, there's everything. There's always, you always need an extra pair of this or an extra pair of that. Okay, so now that is all sealed up all the way around. We're gonna take the hole that we left, remember? And we're gonna take one of our corners, it doesn't really matter, but you're gonna work it through the little hole, okay? It's kind of like pulling the rabbit out of the hat. Just turn it around. Don't force it. Just give it a little tugs. It will come out. Okay. And that's why you give big enough gap. Don't do too small a gap. You can always seal it back up, right? But you don't want it too big, then you end up working harder than you need to. Okay. So the reason why we backstitch is so it doesn't rip and tear right here where our fabric is connected. Okay. And that's either ripping the fabric or the thread or both. Okay? And then when you come to a point where the majority of it is full, you can just poke the rest on through. Okay? Now, these want to be poked out into the inside, but I just want to make sure they're all at least working. I sealed everything. Everything's all sealed up. It's looking good. There's no issues. Little stray threads here and there, no big deal. Okay? So now we'll poke this side out. And this side out with our hand still in the hole. Take it out. Tuck the inner part of the bag in. Okay. And this is where you can do a nice little top stitch with a fancy your stitches, or do a whip stitch or whatever. And I like doing the bags this way because just a little bit of the inside can be seen from the outside here. Like, it's not going to The blue is not going to be at this much at the top. It's just got to be folded down and stitched because it is the same size. But if you wanted more, like a nice big chunk to become up here, you just make your inner fabric just a little bit bigger. That's all. Okay. But I don't want that. Okay, so here's my strap and my other strap. Okay, and that's going to go over the wheels of the wheelchair, no, the wheels, sorry, the arms of the wheelchair, the back part, the pusher arms, not her resting arms. Or it could even go there too and probably hook up and around and she can have everything right in front of her. Like maybe this is the way it'll be. I don't know. I know she would like something that had a bunch of pockets and with some zippers and was big enough to carry her stuff and she can adjust it. So, and I know she knows, obviously she knows how to sew. She taught me. So if the straps are a little long, she can fix it or something. So, or one of my nieces can. So that's our weekend project. What do you think? Isn't it lovely? I love it. I love it. Just need to wiggle that, give it a pin, and then come around with a nice even stitch, whether you come down a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, or a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch, it's gonna make it nice and stable. So the more, if you put a couple of rows of stitching around, like 1 1/4 inch from each other, something like that, I think it would look quite nice and sturdy, the top of it, okay? And of course you could put some snaps, you could put a zipper on the top if you wanted to, you can put buttons, you can have it with a little flap over top, like a little messenger bag sort of thing, but options are endless. Did I get my straps the right way? Yeah, close enough. Oh, this one moved off a little bit. That's okay. No big deal. No big deal. There we go. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow for live stream. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.